yesterday evening we met this bike. Pay attention, Mr. Schwab. It's not easy.
We're at the Concorso d'Eleganza right now. It's a special event and BMW came up with this magnificent bike. It's called R18 because it's an R, it's a boxer, and it's the biggest boxer alive. I mean, it has 1.8 liters, which is huge. The bike is inspired by the R5. You can see it somewhere over there, and it looks amazing. Just take a look at this teardrop shape fuel tank. Take a look at the engine. Take a look at the finish, because this is an air-cooled engine. Wow, and it meets the Euro 5 and Euro 6 regulations, because this is not just a concept. This bike will make it to the series production, and it will happen soon. We don't have the specific date, but it will probably be in the second half of 2020. So it's gonna happen, and actually this is BMW's take on the American market, because yeah, it's a cruiser, it's a big cruiser, and its main rival will be Harley-Davidson, and its main market it will be the USA. So building such a bike, it's a big thing from BMW, because this project is very bold, it's very important, and it looks very good, but it's a very strong move to the market. The guys at BMW say that it's not gonna be like the R1200C, because now they have the correct engine size, they have the correct size, they have the ergonomics. With this retro look and with this big engine, they somehow managed to do it in a BMW way. So yeah, it's not a V-twin, but it's a big boxer, so it will probably be interesting for the American market. It also sounds really nice. I was lucky enough to hear it yesterday. Yeah, it was such a great sound, and the best part is that what you're seeing right now will make it to series production. Maybe not everything, because for example this handlebar is not street legal. You have to have a classic handlebar with classic levers. Of course, it has to meet the regulations, so probably there are gonna be some changes here and there, but basically it's the same. And look at this rear shot, for example, because it's hidden down there, it looks like a hardtail, but of course it's a softtail. We also managed to talk with the guys at BMW about this bike, and we got some insights and some stories from the design team.
The engine is of course the core of the bike. It's very clear. I mean, it's a BMW. It's a box engine. I like to say it's the mother of all box engines, the biggest box engine ever built in our company, and of course it's very important, because that's kind of part of our DNA. That's part of our heritage. And if we do this bike, we're going to do it in a BMW way. That means boxer is just an inherent part of the whole thing. On the other side, it should look. Of course, you have to meet all the homologation requirements. That means you have to meet EU4 and further on EU6. Very clear, and there is no compromising on this. But then, again, it has to be the core of the bike. It's about the look and the feel. And the big boxer engine is basically ideal to see the semantics of a bike, of an engine. You see this tube coming in, you see the cylinder, something is happening in there, and then you see the exhaust going out, and all the technical stuff, what is happening inside, you can see from the outside. And I think this is very important, and it's very nice on a boxer engine. It should transport our old DNA, so it's part of like an old R90 engine. But on the other hand, it's a very modern engine, because nowadays, in modern times, it's very difficult to make an engine look simple. Like my friend Ola used to say, it's very easy to make things complicated nowadays, but it's very difficult to keep things simple. On a modern engine with all the requirements you have to meet, it's very difficult to hide away all the black boxes, hide away the cables, and that's probably the most hard part to achieve. This kind of bike is not about the latest, the best performance. It's not about lap times, it's not about the latest leaning angle and this kind of stuff. So this bike is more about emotions and semantics of the bike and cruising. But on the other hand, of course, there's a BMW badge on it. That means you can expect the quality and the reliability and the quality of build and the riding, suspension, ergonomics, all this kind of stuff. This will be definitely BMW standard. So you can be sure this will be a very functional and working bike. Everything what you need for safety, definitely, and for homologation, everything will be there. But you will not have it in the foreground. So because for these customers, I think they don't want to have all this. They want the minimum, they want the stuff what you need, what is required, but not really more. So I don't think for a bike like this, we will not feature everything on the bike which is possible, but only we will feature things which are essentially necessary for this kind of rider. You will definitely see lots of parts which are production already. So this is very near to production. Of course, there is other detailings and other parts, easy to say which is not production. Of course, you cannot do it with a carburetor. Of course, you will need a number plate. Of course, you will need mirrors, or you will need an airbox, for example. But this is easy to see. So you would see what is very serious already, almost production, and you also see the standard tweaks what customizers used to do.
The good thing is that many elements that we saw on the concept will be present on the series production bike. For example, is the teardrop shape fuel tank. It's of course the engine and the chassis. It's of course the way the things are put together on this bike, and the shaft, because that exposed shaft looks amazing. It looks very clean, it looks very neat, it looks very cool and very retro. It's not gonna be just a single bike that we're gonna see in the series production. It's gonna be a whole cruiser family. So this is gonna be big, because actually we're gonna have probably a bobber, a touring bike, and we don't know which one will be the first one to be revealed. Probably a bobber, just by looking at the concept. But yeah, this is the thing. It's gonna be a whole cruiser range, a whole family based on this engine and chassis.